You may wonder whether a voice amplifier will be useful. If you're a speech pathologist, a person with a low volume voice, or perhaps you know someone with a low volume voice, the webinar today will outline considerations for using a voice amplifier. My name is Tracy Bode.
My name is Karen Muscat, and we're speech pathologists and assistive technology consultants at Zyteq.
So what is a voice amplifier? It's a personal aid, it's portable and battery powered, and it's worn on the body.
A voice amplifier may be used by people with such diagnoses as Parkinson's disease, motor neurone disease, vocal cord paralysis, or other voice conditions.
We'll show a short demonstration of the Zavox Reo Voice Amplifier in use now. This is the Zavox Voice Amplifier with the headset microphone.
With a whispered voice, and you can hear the amplification.
So the voice amplifier is a personal aid. It's not the same as a public address system, and it's not the same as a professional system as used by a newsreader or fitness instructor. These are not portable aids, but they are mains-powered high-tech systems and cannot be carried around outside the building.
The Zavox Reo Voice Amplifier is intended for use in small groups. We do have some teachers and tour guides using the Zavox Reo with slightly larger groups, but we really recommend that you trial the device before purchasing to ensure it's going to work for your needs.
To use the amplifier, a microphone is worn and positioned close to the mouth. Simply speak into the microphone and the sound is amplified from the speaker.
To work out if a speech amplifier will be useful, there are a number of considerations. We would recommend that the considerations are fully discussed before buying a voice amplifier. A voice problem may be caused by a medical condition, and we always advise that you consult a speech pathologist or doctor for diagnosis. A speech pathologist may also be able to advise whether a voice amplifier would be useful for you.
Before proceeding with the voice amplifier, there are a number of questions to ask around the practicalities of the day-to-day use. The first who question, who has initiated the idea of trying a voice amplifier? Often we find that it's a family member, nursing home staff, or friend who's decided that voice amplification is worth exploring. So it's important to discuss the idea of using a voice amplifier with the person who will be using it.
Next, it's useful to discuss who will be using the voice amplifier and what their needs are, and also to talk about who will be operating the device, and that's more of a management question. We'll also be talking about this later, but at this point it's good to note that the person who's using the voice amplifier might not be the person who is in charge of managing it.
So how will the voice amplifier be worn? Some people don't like the idea of wearing a headset. People also tell us that they would feel self-conscious wearing a voice amplifier. So there are options to consider here to find an acceptable setup.
At Zyteq, we offer 4 microphones. At the end of the webinar, we'll demonstrate each of the microphones and show how to wear them and how to position them. The speaker on the amplifier is a lightweight box, and it's supplied in a leather carry pouch with carry straps. It can be worn around the waist or around the neck. Some people also remove the voice amplifier from the carry bag and they might just put it in their shirt pocket.
It's unusual for the device to be used all day, so one of the key considerations is to work out when the voice amplifier will be used. Will it be used with particular people or in identified situations, or will it only be needed when the voice may be more affected due to illness?
A common question we're asked is whether the voice amplifier can be used for amplifying voice over the phone. Some people can manage this, but there are better options such as built-in voice amplification where it's built into the phones. A good resource for this is the neural network.
Day-to-day management of the Zavox requires putting on the unit and a microphone, turning it on and adjusting the volume, and charging the internal batteries is also required.
The battery actually preserves itself by going into standby mode when it's not being used for a period of time. So there's no need for the device to be turned on and off between uses. Another question to discuss would be, how will setup and charging be managed?
Final considerations are around addressing any questions or concerns. One issue, how is feedback avoided?
So feedback is caused by incorrect setup of any amplifier and microphone. If the microphone and amplifier are positioned too close together and the volume is raised, feedback is the unpleasant result, unless of course you're Jimi Hendrix. It can also be caused when putting the device on and taking it off. Feedback can be avoided by turning the amplifier off before moving or removing it.
We're also asked about wireless microphones. Now we have wireless connectivity everywhere, so why has this not been developed in the amplifier market? Some companies have tried, and we've talked to our manufacturers about this. The unit we know of with a wireless microphone has problems and it simply doesn't work as it should, to the point where it's non-functional. The other point with this type of development, if it was successful, is it would dramatically increase the cost of the voice amplifiers, probably pricing them above an acceptable level.
Finally, we would always suggest trying a voice amplifier. Our loan devices can be accessed through your speech pathologist, and they can contact us to join the waiting list. This is the best procedure, particularly if there is a funding submission that's required. We do also offer our voice amplifiers for sale or return. This means that a device can be purchased and tried for a few days. If you find that it's not suitable, you can return the voice amplifier for a refund minus the cost of freight and handling. Some other conditions do apply.
Next, we'll demonstrate the individual microphone options, and this will take about 5 minutes. The segment is recorded and it's also available for viewing on YouTube. So we'll say goodbye at this point and you can stay on for the demonstration or watch it later.
Thank you for joining us for this webinar. Our contact details are shown here. Zabon is the developer of the Zavox Reo and they are based in New Zealand. If you are based outside of Australia, please contact Zabon directly with any questions.
To set up the voice amplifier on somebody else, it's a matter of positioning the device on the waistband. Previously we had the neck strap, and then positioning the microphone. This is the headset microphone that goes around the back of the head. Plug in the microphone, turn it on, and ask the person to count to 10 or start speaking as we increase the volume.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, we have amplification. The microphone should be 1 to 3 centimetres from the mouth, so we can bend this closer if required. Can you try counting again in a low volume or a whisper?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That seems fine. You're amplifying now. And this is the unilateral microphone, which can be squeezed to position it and fit it around your ear. Are you able to do that yourself?
Thank you.
And you might
Take my glasses off to get that on. Oh, that sits quite nicely, my glasses.
Okay, so you can try adjusting the volume for your voice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The lapel microphone. So if you put it on your lapel, what we find now is that it's almost impossible to get it close enough to your mouth it's no longer 1 to 3 centimetres from your mouth, and even if you speak at a normal volume, it's unlikely to pick up your voice.
So I'm speaking at normal volume now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, so what we find is we actually call this a handheld microphone because people do like to use it. So if you'd like to have some kind of lanyard or neck strap and attach it there, what we have some of our customers tell us is that they don't want to be using the Zavox voice amplifier all day, but they can take the microphone close to their mouth when they need to. So if you can try that, see if it works for you.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's amplifying quite well now, being so close to my mouth.
The last microphone to try is the transdermal or throat microphone, and this is a very specific microphone. People like it because it's discreet and you're not having to wear a thing on your head, but it does not work for everybody, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes on you today, Caris, because I find I have great difficulty getting it to work for me.
So I'm going to speak in a normal voice. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's amplifying at the full volume, but I'm not hearing any amplification at the moment. Often what I'll do, turn it down a little bit, and then swivel it around so that the microphone pad is resting directly on my voice box there. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and still I'm not getting any amplification. But if I was to push the microphone a bit more steady, I'm now getting very good amplification.
That is definitely working when you apply the pressure. So we find that people have different kind of fleshiness of the neck, different types of necks, and it definitely works better for some than others.